All right, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had time for lunch. I appreciate everyone coming out today. My name is Jeremy Rossback. I'm with CA, Product Marketing Manager for the products called CA Performance Management, CA Virtual Network Assurance. Very pleased to have a panel discussion today on how we, as a very innovative company at CA are helping to innovate and deliver advanced network monitoring, along with advancing the processes around advanced and modern network processing and monitoring for our customers. Specifically, we have today Target and Bell Canada. So I'm very proud to introduce Hasit Parmar. He's with Target. He's a lead network performance engineer with Bell Canada today. Very happy that Fred Estienne is with us. He's an architect under Managed Solutions. And at the very end is Timothy Deep. He's our Director of Product Management for the solutions I mentioned earlier, Performance Management, Virtual Network Assurance. Real quick, we have 4 questions for our panel members today. They are about what are the modern network architectures that they're deploying at their organizations to deliver new differentiated digital services. Why is monitoring these new architectures going to be so challenging, and really what is the next step in advancing their monitoring techniques for these new digital services? What is it about a DevOps approach that really makes successful modern network monitoring so important in today's age? And then finally, what do we see as the future of modern network performance monitoring and the collaboration between CA and our customers? All right, so we all know we're in the application economy, right? Everything is software-based. Because of that, all this software, all of this, I need this now, every day, every minute, is delivering a lot of data on today's legacy networks. We don't want the network to be the bandwidth in any of these digital service deliveries. As we can see, predictions, 90% of the internet's going to be made up of video very soon. They're talking about 80 billion IoT devices pushing data across our networks today. And of course, as a user, we will abandon something if we don't have at least 1, 2, 3 second delay. Anything after that, we're done. We don't need that. So really, it's all about the experience, right? And the network is the path to the digital experience. It cannot be the bottleneck. As we can see here, a lot of the innovators out there today are looking to virtualize their networks to keep up with the demand of the digital consumer. So a transformation is needed. A modern network transformation is needed to successfully make sure we achieve our digital service delivery in this age. So why don't we start with question number 1 for our panel. So why now for modern network architectures? What are you doing at your organizations to advance your networks to help make sure these digital services are delivered? I'm going to start with Hasit from Target.
So at Target, we've had a traditional kind of 3-tier data center with like our core, distribution layer, and then access layer, and kind of standardized how traffic is routed through it. And we're starting to move to like a internet infrastructure as a service, a multi-tenant data center where everything's kind of virtualized. People just plug in and it just works. You don't need to know what VLAN you're on; it'll just work. We're trying to make it API friendly, and we're looking at and using kind of supporting the cloud with ACI.
Excellent, Fred. I'm going to give you that same question. What's going on at Bell Canada today?
We have a lot of things going on, and from a Bell perspective, and from an IT organization, we have to deal with 2 customers. We have the internal customer and we have the external customers. So internal customers is mainly our infrastructures, the way that the connectivity is delivered to the customers. The external customer is more from a managed services perspective, what the customer have and we should take care of. From an internal perspective, that means the economy change, cost of ownership is important, time to market is important. So we need to deal with that, and the way that we were doing business is not anymore the right way to do it. This evolved. We need to be quick on the market. That means to get a new MPLS connection is taking time. So we need to adapt to that, to have more flexibility, more capability to be, I would say, faster to deliver connectivity to the customer. So that's from an internal perspective, we need to address that. And we are going to SD-WAN, for example, in order to be able to provision software-based solution for networking. We did multiple investigation, POCs, and so on and so forth, and now we are ready to move in this direction. From a managed services perspective, this is pretty much the same thing. That means our customers have the same problem that we are. That means cost of ownership, time to market are driven for those customers to be competitive with their market, their own markets. So we also have to adapt to this situation to be able to provide services to this customer on these modern technologies. We see Cisco Meraki coming to play. We see Cisco One, Cisco I1 coming to play. So what do we do with that? That means this is new ways of doing business, even from a managed services perspective. We feel that we have to be in advance in those technology, otherwise that means we are going to lose the control. And the customer will not be able to deliver services to their own organization. We see as well that mean hybrid solution, mix of technologies. So larger banks or large financial institutions still want to have their network under the enterprise umbrella, where they use, I would say, more legacy infrastructures, MPLS, devices, and so forth. However, they have a need for low-cost connectivity, a need for time-to-market connectivity. So in those ones, that means we need to deal with an hybrid solution. And the challenge for us is how we adapt to this situation where we have maybe an SLA on this core infrastructure, and what will be the SLA, or can we be an SLO instead to be an SLA? So this is the challenge that we do, and this is how we see what is coming in the network.
Excellent. So Tim, you work with a lot of other customers in the industry and other verticals. What do you see as their initiatives and where they're going?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Hasid and Fred. It's great that you guys are up here sharing your experience. It's also great that you represent large enterprise and you represent large MSP. So it's a good indicator of how our software can address two different markets. I see all the things that both Hasid and Fred mentioned, that for a long time, data center has been doing network virtualization. We've seen that with VMware NSX, now Cisco ACI. So that's really a trend that is part of the whole cloud transformation, and the data center has been in that movement for the last couple of years. What's even more interesting now, which is what Fred brought up, is the wide area network. So it's, a lot of customers that I've spoken with see that the challenge in the whole cloud transformations is going to be the wide area network. And not just in the cost of it, but the reliability of sending very sensitive application traffic to the cloud. So this is why the emergence of different type of SD-WAN infrastructure, and so everything they're talking about is definitely what I see other customers involved in.
All right, so a lot of great initiatives from one of the top retailers and telecommunication providers out there that we just heard about, but how are we going to monitor the network? What are the challenges around this advanced network performance monitoring to really help make sure that our customers up here are successful with some of those initiatives? Hasid, what do you think the challenges are?
So as we go to like the SDN stuff, so Target uses Cisco ACI, right, with the spine and leaf architecture, between the core, going to the spine, then going to the leaves. That traffic inside the leaves going spine can go any different direction. So you'll see on the next slide, traffic can just flow in. Oh, it's right here.
Yep.
So you can see, like from a top down, as we move to a new infrastructure, we can't use standard monitoring like taps. So between the core and the distribution layer here, that would be like between the spine and the leaf. Between the core and the spine, we could pro tap. But when you go into the leaves here, we could use like an ER span. We're going to miss traffic unless we have each one of those things implemented. And then we've got 40 gig between the spine and the leaf. It's just too expensive to tap. So we need to get some kind of plug-in, something else to kind of see that visibility.
Fred, what do you see the challenges are for Bell Canada?
Well, the challenge for Bell Canada basically is flexibility of the network, how we can deal with that, bring your own device, and this introduced new parameters in the network that we can or cannot control. That means it's based on this, where someone is coming with a new device in the network that nobody from an IT perspective say it will be there, right? This is just coming. So we need to adapt this situation where basically we need to be very flexible. We need to react quickly to this new technology, how this is need to be taken care by. The software is, well, the software network is something that is auto-adapt. So we can auto-provision, self-healing capabilities, so, which is fine. But how we control that? That means how we keep, I will say, a visibility on what's it's going on, how we are able to report on that and to provide information back to our customers in terms of my network is reliable, yes or no. I am doing something for you or not, right? Because if I just go and see what's going on, that means what's the value add? Is no value add. Is SDN with auto-healing magical? Maybe not. That means we need to understand what is coming, because even if those technologies are able to make the network flexible, auto-adaptable, we still need to have an understanding, because elastic network is not, I would say, always the right solution. We need to keep control of what we have to deliver to the customer.
That's great. That's great.
We have SLAs with the customers. How we control the SLAs?
Yeah.
That means we have time to repair. But if we repair automatically, how we are sure that we are on time for those repairs?
That's great. You know, you mentioned visibility, you mentioned self-healing. Tim, I know you've heard those words before talking to other customers.
I mean, the same questions, I hear the same questions a lot from Fred, because we work very closely, and so I agree absolutely. But getting the visibility and the performance, the assurance is not easy in SDN. So one thing that inside CA we have this perspective on monitoring modern networks, and we call it the 3 Unze of challenges of monitoring modern networks. First is unstructured data. So you look at a lot of SDN implementations, it's not a nice structured MIP that you can collect and just visualize. It's all over the place, and you need a vendor like CA to put it all together for you. The second is unknown. And Fred and Hasid been doing SDN, looking at SDN for a while. But I grant you, if you ask them after this session, what is it? What are the requirements of monitoring ACI or any sort of SDN? We're all still trying to find out and discover together, because the key is that the technology has been changing so much that it's actually hard to define requirement right now. So working with a vendor like CA is really the key to uncover those requirements. And the third piece of the Unze is that it's unconventional. The days of having standardized MIPS and standardized data is gone. With SDN, it actually indirectly has enabled vendors to really create their own interpretations of the network. And what that does is it creates variations. And so the need for multi-vendor is even more important now, because there are so many different permutations.
Excellent, thank you, Tim. I like the 3 Unze there too, that was good. All right, we're going to move on to question number 3 here for our panelists. And it's really about, none of this can be done without collaboration with the software vendors, right? We appreciate and really applaud the initiatives and the innovation that Target and Bell Canada are doing around SDN and modern network technology, but it really takes a partnership, right? So CA's developed this very innovative approach to DevOps, but DevOps with the customer. So collaborating on their challenges and what they need, and how do we build a solution that is really hitting their use cases. Not doing it in a box, but doing it with them. So we've developed this DevOps approach, and why do you think partnering with a vendor like CA for modern network performance management success is so important?
So personally, we think it's important because if we wait, network monitoring is it's just too slow. So the technology and the new advancements are moving faster than the monitoring can take place. So what we're looking for, at least Target, is we're looking for strategic partners to help take that journey together. So as we try to build something, or like, we're at ACI, right? If we go to like Nuage or a different technology, we want to make sure we bring in CA from the start. So not only do we plan and implement everything during like POC, we can monitor it after the fact. So not some of this, hey, we bought this, figure it out after the, we kind of want to do it together. So we're looking for strategic partners to take that journey and just kind of make it all work.
Excellent. Yeah, I think it's the only way to do it. Fred, what do you think about that? Why do you think partnering with CA on your network performance management success is so important?
Well, when we start working with CA 10 years ago, maybe more, that means the first question that I ask is, do you want to be a partner? Because the vendor, I have a lot.
Yeah.
Partner, I don't have that many. So the thing is, we want to have a journey with our vendor for the good and the bad, for the new, for everything. Because I think that this collaboration is important for a company like us to be successful. Being successful with CA is being successful with other customers as well from a CA perspective. So for us, it's a win-win situation. We, as I said, that means we are driven by our customers. That means the technology is moving fast. And today, that means, and you heard that a lot today, that means about agile technology. My analogy is we are an agile network today. That means this is going so fast, that means our implementation of network management need to be agile. We don't have time to put a lab, set that up, configure this. We need to be very fast in order to respond to the customer quickly. So this is, for me, from what I've seen, from a long time, I guess, maybe so long. It's really, I would say, a new modern ways of seeing network management. We have to adjust all the time. We are working today on I1. We have customers that are using that technology. We started a project a couple of weeks ago. We put together a first phase of the project. And 3-4 weeks after, this is not the same solution anymore. Everything had changed. New version, new technology. So it was device-based. We had 3 devices, network devices such as a Cisco ISR, internet gateways, controller. Now, this is coming all in box. An ISR with a UCS, with a WAS application, with a switch, with a Wi-Fi. Whoa, this is going that fast. So we need to have this capability to adapt to that situation. Working with a vendor directly as CA, that means we are working together. And they access our lab. They see what we see as well, right? And when we do new development, they are with us for the development. So for us, it's really important because this is the only way that we will be successful. This is going too fast for even a large organization like us to be able to react that fast.
Tim, I know you're a big fan of the journey that we're taking so far. Tell me more.
Yeah, what Fred said. I mean, we started down this road more than a year ago, and when we selected these companies because they are, they're a leader in their market segment, and so exactly what Fred said. I mean, I actually like the term agile network, right? Because
don't have copyright on that, so you can reuse it.
And it's a very close relationship. I mean, instead of customers talking through pre-sales and sales, they're talking with our development team, and it's there that ideas get exchanged, and so we follow also the agile method. That means that we define success in small increments. So it's actually a very, we improved it over time, and it's turned out a lot of good products like VNA and others down the road.
Excellent. So we're on to our last question for our panelists. We do have some time. I did want to invite folks up for a Q&A afterwards. The mic's here in the second row, so don't take off if you have any questions. Lastly, so we've talked about, what are Target and Bell's new modern network initiatives. We talked about the challenges of monitoring to make sure those initiatives are successful. We talked about a DevOps collaborative journey that we take together to get there. Finally, what do you see as the evolution of advanced network monitoring? What do you expect from a software vendor like CA to continue helping, being competitive, and deliver these new services?
So at Target, as things become virtualized, they become less S&MP focused. Tim kind of mentioned this earlier, where everything is different, right? And you're moving away from like the eHealth and like the NetVoyant and just traditional stuff, and we're moving into more plugins, right, with the virtual network assurance. So at Target, that's the virtualized stuff is like 2-3% of our network, but that's only growing rapidly. So this becomes more and more important, that how do we do this? And this is where we kind of partner with CA, because I can say that very few software companies have the capability to do that right now. So that's
excellent. Fred, what do you think the evolution is?
Well, the evolution, at least for me, it's to continue what we are doing, because so far we were successful. As I said, technology is in evolution. We don't do network management anymore. That means device network management is gone. This is over.
Wow.
We do service solution management. We have to provide a holistic view to customers from what they are doing. This is an ecosystem. This is not an ISR or device. This is an ecosystem. You have server, you have switches, you have stuff that you don't even know what this is doing. And this provides this virtual solution for networking. So that's, for us, important to partner with a company that can, from a software perspective, monitor a software network. Because this is not SNMP as it said. That means this is not anymore, I would say, legacy management that we have to do. No. This is modern management. And we need to take logs from that. We need to go to the EMS and suck the information from the EMS. And we need to have a solution that is multi-vendor. Yeah. Because we said that, and we did the analysis on this. We do Cisco I1. Let's do and take Prime. Cisco Prime is made for that, right? But when we have another vendor, Juniper or Vitella or whatever, what do? We have to redevelop a new solution? Doesn't make sense. That means we need to have an holistic solution that is vendor agnostic. Maybe will be not 100% what a Cisco Prime will do, but network management is always, from my perspective, the rule of 80-20. That means I rather want to have a complete solution that delivers 80% of my needs than a 100% solution that delivers only a niche of my solution. So that's for me important. Now, having said that, with this software network defined, that means 80-20 is more 90-10. That's changed a lot, right? So, and because before, that means, I have time, yes?
Yeah.
we have an MPLS network. Someone is going, configure the routers, push the configuration, and so on and so forth. What did he do? I don't know. That means the guy did something, fine, because he was doing that for the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
How we control that? Well, he has a spec sheet, and he is supposed to follow the spec sheet, fine. But the advantage with the SD-WAN or those solutions, everything is configured by a machine. Everything is done by a system. So we have that we have that data. We can get that information, take that back, and do something with. Before, we were not able to. So now we have the opportunity to be more, I will say, in line with what's going on, have better reporting, better solution. Until now, we were doing proactive management. which was fine, right? Try to react faster than we can because we have SLA with the customer. This is gone, this is over. This is predictive management. So we need to do something before that happens.
Yeah.
We need to provision something before that the bandwidth is saturated, right? And we need to measure that by systems, but by predictive analysis as well. Because we know that, for example, in December, this is Christmas time. And for example, the line for a retail company will go up because online shopping is going on. So based on that information that we have, we know that they will need to have more bandwidth for their data. Yeah. So this is where we are from a vision perspective. Are we there from a solution perspective, from a company solution perspective? Well, unfortunately not. That means still work to do to get there. But this is what I see as coming on.
Excellent. Well, Tim, you heard what they want. What's our vision?
Yeah, so I think some of the things you can see here this week, the things that we introduced with the help of Target and Bell, things like monitoring logical items, things like looking at relationship between different components in this new network. So I think moving forward, the old ways of monitoring, the old workflow is not going to work anymore. And you see that from a vendor standpoint, working with customers like Bell and Target, we have come up with new things to monitor, to bring the same level of confidence and assurance that they know in a traditional network. Some of the things that Fred cited is important. Also things like, if you think about it, the network is being self-service and automated. And the automation is software written by people. Software has bugs, unfortunately. And so who's going to be the checks and balance of the software that drives provisions the network? So we're going to have to look at all those aspects of the modern network and see what we can do to provide the same level of confidence.
Excellent. I look forward to all of that. Again, guys, if you have any questions, you can come on up. Here's some recommended sessions for the rest of the afternoon. Again, if you want to see exactly the solutions that we're talking about today, they're on the other side of this wall at the demo stations. You can't miss them. And if you haven't taken the product surveys already and gotten your free t-shirt, I'm sure you guys have heard this all week. They're at the middle of the floor there, so please take time for that. And bring up your questions if you have any. In the meantime, I want to give my biggest thanks to our panelists here today. Hasit, Fred, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys being up here today and telling us the stories that I know everyone loved to hear. So thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. All right, we got a question.
I got one for Fred here. You mentioned the Meraki and the Cisco iWAN. Does CA have anything ready to monitor those products yet? Or if not, are you happy with the development so far?
So we are working with CA on iWAN. We are going to have something in our lab next week. And so we are still at the lab and proof of concept as we speak. I think that you saw in the on the button presentation some concept, and this is what we are working with today in order to get in the iWAN world. Meraki, this is a different story. That means Meraki, that means we are investigating what we can or cannot do. That means from an operation perspective, this is a different challenge. Accessing the device, we cannot access the device. Because as an MSP, this is multiple networks, meaning that we need to have management linked to all those customers, which doesn't make sense. So we connect to the Meraki NOC from an MSP solution perspective, and we were getting information from them. Now, we're still investigating how we can consume that information. Are we, from our operation perspective, our CMDB will be able to map a device to something in the cloud. So this is what we are working. We don't yet have a solution on that.
Excellent, excellent. Any more questions? All right, guys, thank you so much. You have the great rest of your day. Thank you.